Hi guys, welcome to the lair of Sparkle the Yarn Dragon, where we dabble in all things crafty. My name is Bree, and today I'm going to be showing you all how to make the flower granny square used in my water flower lily skirt pattern. This tutorial is meant to accompany the pattern. For full written step-by-step directions, please see the pattern linked in the description. All right, let's get started. So for today, you're going to need a couple of things: yarn, a hook that matches your yarn size, I used 5mm, scissors, and a tapestry needle. All right, let's get started. The first kind of tricky thing we have to do in this pattern is how we start it, and that's the magic ring circle. So I'm going to show you all how I like to do mine. So I'm going to take this green yarn and I'm going to wrap it around 3 of my fingers like so. And I'm going to make an X. I'm going to turn my hand over. And then I'll use my pinky finger to hold on to my working yarn. Now I'm going to take my crochet hook and I'm going to go under and then grab my working yarn. And then as I pull it through, I am going to twist it. Then I am going to use my hook to grab my working yarn again. And we are going to pull through that loop. Ooh, let's focus. There we go. Pull through that loop. And there we have it. Now we have our magic ring circle and we are ready to start. Now we are going to chain 2 and then complete our first 2 double crochet bobble stitch. So chain 2, and we yarn over, go into our magic ring, pull up a loop. Now there's 3 on our hook, and we will yarn over and pull through only 2 of our loops. So there still should be 2 on your hook. Then yarn over, and then you will pull up another loop, and yarn over, and we pull through 2. There we go. And that should leave us with 3 on our hook, and yarn over and pull through all 3. So there's your 2 double crochet bobble. So now we're going to chain 1. And we'll do our 3 double crochet bobble stitch. Yarn over, go into our magic ring, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. So just 2 on your hook, yarn over, go through your ring again, come up with a loop, and then yarn over and pull through 2. Now we've got 3 on our hook, yarn over, go back in our ring, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. That should leave us with 4 loops. Yarn over and pull through all 4 of your loops this time. And that is our 3 double crochet bobble stitch. And chain 1. Now we repeat that chain 1, 3 double crochet bobble stitch 7 more times to finish the round. Now that we have finished 8 bobbles and 8 chains, it is time to close our magic ring and fasten off. And so I just wait till the end, pull her closed. You want to be a little gentle, but I'm using cotton yarn and I've never really had any issues with ripping when I close my magic rings with cotton yarn, so I kind of just yank. And then in order to close her, we're going to find that beginning chain 2 and slip stitch at the top. If you're going to use the same color your entire time, you don't have to fasten off here. But I like to use different colors each round because it definitely helps with vibrancy and seeing the different pieces of the pattern. So I found that beginning top of that chain 2, slip stitched in. And then I am gonna chain 1 to fasten off. And then how I do it, I just chain 1, clip my yarn, and pull that last one through to fasten her off. And so this is what you're done with at the end of your round. It looks like a little sun to me personally. I think the bobble stitch is so cute when we look at it at the end. It's really different and it can be a little difficult the first couple times you play with it, but honestly, if you can double crochet, you can bobble stitch, in my opinion. And so it's definitely worth learning, and it's a fun little stitch to use that comes in handy. Now I'm gonna switch colors. I'm using this really bright blue. And so that's another picture of what it looks like. All right, I'm gonna take this really bright blue and I'm just gonna go in and slip stitch in one of the chain spaces. So I slip stitch in, and then I'm gonna pull my blue and my green yarn a little over together so that they're out of the way. And then we're gonna chain 2, and we're going to 2 double crochet bobble into that same chain space. So yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and now there's 3 left on our hook, yarn over, and we are going to pull through all 3 loops, yarn over, and we're going to chain 1. And now in that same space, we're going to do another bobble. We're going to 3 double crochet bobble. So same as last round, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. There we go. And yarn over and pull through 2. And so for this round, we're going, and then we will chain 1 after we pull through all 4 left on our hook. And so then we will chain 1. And then we are going to repeat that, doing 2 3 double crochet bobbles in each chain space of this round. And so here's me looking for the next chain space, and we're going to keep going. At the end of this round, we will end up with a total of 16 bobbles and 16 chain stitches. And so here's in real time kind of how long that kind of looks like, because I paused to think. But once my brain fog clears, there we go, and we're at it. It's kind of what I like about the bobble stitch. It's one of those things where, you know, once you get it, you got it, just like most crochet stitches. And it works up really fast. But I will meet you guys at the end of this round. All right, so we are just about done. We are on our final 3 double crochet bobble pair for this round. So we're going to go ahead and do those last 2. And then after the chain 1, this time we are going to slip stitch to the top of the initial chain 2, just like we did our last round. And so let's find that chain 2. Oh wait, yeah, it looks like a little wheel. It's always so fun to look at the end. So let's find that chain 2. I was struggling to find the top of it. There it is. And then we slip stitch and we fasten off because we will be changing colors before the next round. Excuse the yarn barf. I unfortunately do not weave in my ends until the very end of my projects most of the time because I just don't feel like it. And it's my chaotic energy of how I like to do my granny squares. But here's our little sunspot. Isn't it so cute? Or I guess water flower. But I love the little wheel, high key. Sometimes I want to stop right there. It would make a really cute coaster if you just stopped right here. Now we are going to start round 3. And so first things first is we're going to change colors and we're going to join our yarn in any chain space after a 3 double crochet bobble pair. So I'm picking my chain space. I choose after a pair and we are going to slip stitch on in. Moving the yarn out the way. Once we get to this point, the yarn's so tangled that yarn tends to get tangled if I don't do this, so I kind of go ahead and like to secure my color change. How I tend to do that is I just like make a little knot right after my slip stitch, and then as I continue on, I cover it up with my yarn and then I, weave it in later. I find it pretty seamless. I find it keeps everything secure. Not everybody does it this way. It's just for me, I always get a little paranoid about color changes coming loose, and I've never had any of my projects come loose, and I wear my projects all the time. So now we're gonna go ahead and chain 5. Once we do that, we are going to 6 treble crochet bobble into the next chain space. Now we are going to do our treble bobble stitch. So how we do that is we yarn over twice. And then we're going to go into the next chain space. And pull up a loop. And similar to the previous bobble stitches, we're going to yarn over and pull through 2. However, we're going to do that again this time because it's a treble. Yarn over, pull through 2. We still should have 2 left on our hook. Now we're going to yarn over twice again, and we're going to repeat this 5 more times. So pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. We've got 3. Yarn over twice. Yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. Now we've got 4 left on our hook. Yarn over twice, come in to our space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. There we go, which leave us with 5 on our hook. So it's me counting to double check. We still have, I think, 2 more rounds. Yarn over twice again, go back into the space. Yarn over, pull through 2. yarn over, pull through 2. That leaves us with 6 on our hook. So we need to go one more time, yarn over twice, go into the space, come back out, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So we should now have 7 loops on our hook, and now we pull through all 7 to complete our 6 treble bobble stitch. Now we are going to chain 5, and then we're going to slip stitch into the next chain space. It's so cute how it looks like little petals. That's why I like the bobble stitch. It's so versatile in the different ways you use it, and the density looks so different than double crochet does. But there we go, slipping stitching into that. Oop. Lost it for a second, as my tension is sometimes really tight. So let's try this again. Slip stitch into that chain space. And now we're going to chain 5, and we're going to then do another 6 treble bobble stitch into the next space. And we'll keep repeating that pattern until the end of the round. At the end of this round, we should have 8 bobble stitches and as our little flower petals. So I'm going to let you keep watching this example, and I will meet you at the end of the round. Alright, when we're done with that round, this is what we should have. It looks like a cute little flower. So now we're going to move on to the next round. As we go to our next round, I'd like to give the gentle reminder that this video is meant to accompany the written pattern and is not a full end-to-end tutorial. So we will be starting mid-round for the next section, although it is possible to watch from the video to figure out how to do the entire round. So from the next section, we are going to be starting after we have created our first corner and when we are going to do our first decrease stitch. So after our half double crochet into the chain 5 space, we're going to chain 3. So there's our little half double crochet. Let's chain 3. And we are going to double crochet decrease over the next 2 chain 5 spaces. So how I like to do that is, personally, I like to flip it over and decrease through the back of the stitch. So flip it over and I find the back of that top chain 5 space stitch right there, and I insert my hook into there, and then I go to my next chain 5, do the same thing. I flip it over and I find the back of that top chain 5, and I go in through there, and then I yarn over and I pull through 2, pull through 2 to do my double crochet decrease, and then we're going to chain 3 and we're going to make our next corner. And so we're going to half double crochet, and then treble crochet into that chain 5 space. Then we will chain 3, so let's see that half double crochet, double crochet, and treble crochet into that chain 5 space. And then we are going to chain 3, and then we will treble crochet, and then double crochet and half double crochet into that next chain 5 space, chain 3, and then we'll do our double crochet decrease again. And so this is how we make the corners of our square. So chain 3, and we are going to double crochet decrease, so that means yarn over, find that back bump, and insert through the back. Then we're going to find the next back bump, insert through that again, and then we'll just double crochet as normal, and this is what we should be left with as we repeat. We should end up with 4 corners. Alright, and now we get to move to our final round. So for our last round, we are going to slip stitch to join in the first half double crochet round of our last one. And so here we are. I'm slip stitch it in. Of course, my tension is so tight, so it's taking me a bit of a second. Now I'm gonna slip stitch in my final color. All right. And so I'm going to slip stitch in my final color, and then once that is done, I will chain 2 and then half double crochet in the next 2 stitches. So let's chain 2, and then we will half double crochet in the next 2 stitches, and then we will double crochet in the 2 after that. So half double crochet, half double crochet, and then we will do 2 double crochet stitches, then we will chain 3, and then we will put 2 double crochet in the corner space as soon as I get some extra yarn. And now we're going to do 2 double crochet in that space. Then we will half double crochet in the next 3 stitches, followed by 3 half double crochet in the next chain 5 space. Oop, got my head stuck. There we go. After those double crochet in the chain 5 space, we are going to spike half double crochet over the double crochet from our previous round. So what that looks like is we yarn over, because it's a spike half double crochet. As we yarn over, let's get the camera to focus so that you can see more clearly. But you're going to go and you're going to find that double crochet from our previous round. Right there. And you go into that stitch and fully ignore our current stitch. And then you half double crochet into that stitch. And so that's what it looks like. It looks a little funky, but keep going and it evens itself out. So after that, you're going to 3 half double crochet in the chain space. So it ends up looking like this little bump. So it definitely looks funny. Keep going to the end of the round, and this is what it'll look like at the end. And it looks great at the end. It's one of those things that feels really weird when you do it. You may need to rewatch that part of the video where I do that spike half double crochet more than once. But it does look normal once you finish the entire round. All right, and we're done with the tutorial. Thank you so much for watching and hanging out in the Yarn Dragons lair with me today. I hope this helped for those of y'all who are working alongside the written pattern. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out on any of my socials. And if you would like more content like this, please subscribe. We will be doing more pattern tutorials and other craft related content. Hope you have a great rest of your day.